Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Paris Dunford. Now to a story we first brought you yesterday. Dozens of people in Amherst transported by ambulance Saturday from excessive drinking. This as students from area colleges took part in the annual St. Patrick's event, the Blarney Blowout. Western Mass News reporter Olivia Hickey spoke with students today and continues our coverage here in studio. Olivia.
Paris UMass students tell me while they appreciate the tradition, people should be more mindful of their drinking.
There are definitely a lot of ambulances in the area just going back and forth from the townhouses. I did see a lot of people laying on the ground, very intoxicated, kind of just their friends taking care of them.
UMass freshman Kat Kelly recalling what she saw at Saturday's Blarney Blowout, one of the largest party weekends of the year for hundreds of college students in the area. It took a turn for many students as the town's fire department with mutual aid responded to 41 ambulance calls. Officials say many of the transports were for excess drinking and required mutual aid from surrounding communities. Amherst Town Manager Paul Bockelman sharing a statement with Western Mass News that reads in part, "The high call volume for police and medical is a serious concern for the town as we approach spring weekends." While many students say drinking can be part of the college experience, they add people should take precautions to take care of themselves.
College students are going to do what they do, but obviously there comes a point in time where you got to know your limit and stay within that.
Along with the multiple medical calls from this weekend, police say they arrested 2 people for underage drinking at Saturday's events. Reporting live in studio, Olivia Hickey for Western Mass News.